Hello, this is Engineer Dan and welcome back to another video. Now this might seem rushed, but it's not, it's just quite late at night because I was slightly busy before this. That's why I couldn't really get this up, but it is officially one day before the geography test. Now what I'm going to be taking you through here is our second part of our booklet, and this is weather hazards. So I'm just going to take you through half of weather hazards. I'm not going to show or tell you about the case studies. I will next video, well, should be in a few minutes. But yeah, in this video it's just going to be purely focusing on the formation of tropical storms. So before we go on to tropical storms, let's take a look at pressures. So pressures, there's two sorts of pressures, low and high. Low pressures are rising bits of air that spin clockwise, so they go up and then rise. This causes weather will be unsettled, so this causes clouds and rain, basically. However, on the other hand, high pressure is air sinking and spinning anti-clockwise, so air sinks to the ground or spinning anti-clockwise. Now here, weather will be settled with no clouds, just because clouds can't go high. So now that we've got that focused out the way, let's move on to trade winds and systems. Now, this might just look like a pile of scribbles, but there is some logic towards it. First being is trade winds always move away from high pressure. That is a key thing. So trade winds always move away from high pressure. Now there is basically three things that you need to remember. Your polar high, your subpolar low, your subtropical high, and then the equator. So equator, subtropical high, and then subpolar low, and then polar high. This is just basically mirrored on the other side as well. I squiggled some just to show you that they are the same. So just remember polar high, low, polar low, subtropical high, and then equator. Now here you have different cells. We'll have the Halley cell that form between 0 and 30 degrees north and south. This causes, since it's moving upwards, it causes low pressure. This is where all your rainforests are. The Ferrel cell goes down, meeting with the Halley cell in between, and this causes an area of high pressure, causing your deserts and such things like that. Now, Ferrel cells form at between 30 and 60 degrees north and south, and polar cells form 60 and 90 degrees north and south. Now, this, as I say, is a very, very rushed, speedy section of this. So, the three types of tropical storms: hurricanes, cyclones, typhoons. Hurricanes affect areas such as Florida in the east coast of America. Cyclones affect India in South Asia, since they form in the Indian Ocean and stuff. And typhoons affect Japan and the Philippines, since they spawn in the middle of the Pacific. Now, this is a question that you may well be asked in the test, and this is one that we'll practice quite a lot in class, and this is distribution. And all what you need to remember is these two little points. You have to mention compass points and your oceans and continents. Now, after this, repeat it and do it 2 or 3 more times, describing all three tropical storms, or whatever you can see on the graph, wherever that may be. Now, finally, we're moving on to a formation of a hurricane. So, this might look like a bunch of drones, but here's number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 1, since it takes, I don't think I mentioned this, but it takes for a hurricane to spawn between 26 and 28 degrees Celsius. So once the sea is 26 to 28 degrees Celsius, it starts to evaporate. Now this water vapour rises upwards. Second step, this water vapour condenses and forms thunderstorms, what has heavy rain and obviously thunder and lightning. Going on to the third step now, as this water vapour condenses and causes this thunder and lightning clouds, it sucks up more water since it releases heat. So it sucks up more water as it condenses. Just remember that. As it condenses, it sucks up more water. Now, the fourth and final step is it takes several thunderstorms mixed with over 75-mile-an-hour winds, causes our hurricanes or tropical storms, our spinning motion. So this was part 1 of part 2 of geography revision for the test tomorrow. This was all about the formation of tropical storms, trade winds. Let's just remind ourselves, it goes polar high, subpolar low, subtropical high, and equatorial low. And then we'll have our Hadley and Ferrel cells in our polar. And always remember that trade winds move away from high pressure. Pressure-wise, low pressure, it rises and spins clockwise, and high pressure, it sinks and moves anti-clockwise. As long as you remember that, you should be fine for the first bit of the test. Now, I'll see you in the next video with our case study, New Orleans and Hurricane Katrina. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.